Alright, this is a tutorial on four horsemen. It's going to be a quick overview, try to alleviate some of the craziness of the confusion. Anyways, so we'll enter the room here. The four horsemen will be on this platform, and at pull they're going to get separated into these four corners. Now the whole reason for the hem-haw in this fight is because each one has an aura that will stack. So around this guy, if you're close to him, you'll get one stack every so often. It'll go to 2 stacks, 3 stacks, 4 stacks, so on until you die. The thing is that, like, at 1 stack it does like 200 damage, 2 stacks it does like 600, 3 it does 1,000. It's just progressively worse and worse and worse. And they pretty much have the same thing, but it's a different aura, but all does the same thing. The reason for that is you can stack here, get like 3 stacks, go over here, get 3 stacks of a different aura that does the same thing, and then go here and get 3 stacks of another different aura that does the same thing. But by this time, this one should be falling off, and you're safe to go back over here. Now, ignore what I just said there as far as where you're going, because that is not the strat. I'm just explaining the auras, and that's the whole reason of the strat. So we're going to start off with DPS. There's going to be 3 DPS groups, and the whole point here is these 2 guys are the hardest. So there's going to be one DPS group starts here, one starts here, and one starts here. At about 3 stacks or so, it'll be hashed out during, when we get there, exactly when we're swapping. We're going to have to swap. And the way DPS is going to swap is people are on Thane, go to Morgraine. People on Morgraine go to Bartholomew, whatever, up here. And people are on Barbuba, go down to Thane. So it's basically this pattern here that DPS is doing. The tricky part on this is their individual abilities. So Thane, the problem here is he does a meteor like in AQ40, those big giants, and it's the same thing. So the problem is when we need a swap, this group needs to come down, and we need to make sure they're ready, because ideally we want to wait for a meteor to hit, and then this group runs in, and this group runs over here to swap with them. The hard thing here is if they run down and immediately go in, they immediately run out, and I'll say, oh no, a meteor, tank dies, or a straggler dies, something like that. So the swap here needs to be perfect. This guy over here, he's going to kill tanks. He does insane damage. He does like a fire thing, yada yada. This one up here puts void zones randomly on people. Just move out of them. Try to put the void zones in good places, like if there's a void zone here, maybe stand next to it. So if there another one spawns, it overlaps a little bit. But that's the whole deal here. This guy we'll come back to. He's a little special. So the whole idea here is to kill these 3 down, especially these 2. Once these 2 go down, it should be a win. Now, there's going to be 8 tanks. We're moving on to tanks, so hopefully DPS is squared away for the most part. There's going to be 8 tanks, just kind of extreme. It's crazy. But tanks will be doing kind of their own rotation. We got their own thing. So tanks need to also swap on each boss. So, he gets the 3, swaps out with the guy down here. He gets the 3, swaps out with the guy down here. So forth, so forth. Tanks will be doing their own thing. DPS, just remember, it's a kind of a triangle thing you go to. And this guy does a meteor. You got to watch this like crazy. I'm going to touch on healers real quick. Since this guy doesn't must take damage, you want to be really careful with this one. There's going to be a lot of AoE damage on everyone here, but really shouldn't be too bad. I mean, there's going to be AoE damage on everyone, but it shouldn't be bad as long as people are managing their stacks. This one just has an added meteor effect. But I believe healers are going to be in basically these corners. They're never going to have to go in. They'll be close enough to get stacks, but that's about it. and they're going to swap in a unique way, which I don't know if I'm going to expand on here. I'm going to touch on it. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. But say, there's like, say, 3 healers in each group. 12, that's 12. So one healer here gets 1 stack, he goes down here. And then one healer here gets 2 stacks, he goes down here. And then the 3rd healer gets 3 stacks, he goes down here. But that's happening on every single one. So we got to a point where there's always one person moving after every stack, but there's always someone there healing. The big thing for healers, I think, is probably keeping this tank alive. And then again, a little more AoE damage here. Watch out for void zones up here. So finally, we're going to get into this guy here, Zeliuk. The thing about this guy is he does the I-beam, like in Cthulhu. So he has the potential to wipe the entire raid. We're going to get a point where this guy's dead, this guy's dead, this guy's dead. We're going over here. Everyone's happy. Everyone dies. So you must watch your position. Healers will probably be, out here. DPS probably out here too. The tank swap here will be a little different because the tank is going to have to basically go up this way, shimmy along the wall, and to him. So this area needs to stay clear. If you just run straight through, tank's right here, DPS is here, other tank's here, he zaps, it jumps, and kills everyone. I hear shaman and warlocks have a shorter range, so maybe it might be good for them to squeeze over here. You want to make sure you're max range. If you're max range, you should be out of range of the I-beam. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Farewell.